Super Mario Bros. Is one of the most iconic video games of all time, but Mario's evolution from 1981 to today is way different than you remember it. When Mario was released on Nintendo's NES in 1985, it skyrocketed in popularity, but the 8-bit version of Mario, as well as some of the even crazier designs that came after it, are a lot different from the Mario we know and love. Today, I'm using the video game versions of Mario from 1985, 1991, and 2017 to try and create a new design, and then we'll look at the TV shows and movies from those era to see how Mario's design has actually changed over the years. So let's get started. So this is Super Mario Odyssey from 2017, fully realized in his personality. And yet he still has some of the same essence that's really important from the gameplay. How he moves, how he jumps, how he spirals, how he somersaults. We're going to showcase right now his most current, up-to-date, now version of Mario, and I'm going to draw my version of how it exists today. You start out with his head, basic shapes, his foot, his cap, and I'm extending his arm as if he's charging. His little mustache, eyebrows, looking at the viewer, at his forehead and cheeks. I like the proportions that he's got these days, his current version. To me, it's more animator friendly. So the M for Mario Brothers on his cap, a little bit of hair in the background. He got his little overalls and his old-time style gloved hands, and his red undershirt, his boots, cuffs on his pants, and some speed lines, cast shadow. He is running towards the viewer. All right, let's do a skin tone around the eyes. I want to see the eyebrow a little bit. We will get a little bit of the brown in his hair. Brows, mustache. Mustache should be just a little bit darker. There we go. And get some blue for his eyes and his overalls. A strap that goes in the back, the front part of his overalls. Color that in. Got his little yellow buttons. One right there and the other one behind his fist there. You can barely see. Let me get that blue again. And then we've got his red, his undershirt color. There's that side. There's this. And his front. And then also his cap starting to take shape. And we'll put the M in red also. Get some brown for his shoes. Darker version of that for the underside of the sole of his shoe. And then we'll get some tone. And there is our Mario as he exists today. So this is the CG version, 2023 version of Mario. More fleshed out, the animation's a lot more subtle, more personality, facial expressions, taking it up to the next level. Looking so terrific. Of course, they're CG animation getting into more subtle shading on, all the aspects of Mario. I can see that the animators were really doing their homework as far as the basic principles of animation, movement and timing and silhouette and anticipation. Getting more sophisticated with staging, lighting, the advancement of the character definition, his appeal, what he's about, personality. All these things are working really, really well here in this version. So here I'm looking at the 1990s Super Mario world. So what I'm going to do is my version of the 1990s Mario. So let me get started. So Mario, the original, is a plumber character. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this insane little opera singer. He's brandishing this musical note that he's using as a hammer or mallet to beat off any opponents that he would engage in his gameplay. Got a funny little turned up nose, great big mouth, locks of hair coming out the side of his head. I'm just roughing out the shapes right now. Wears a little vest. I'm going to try to use the basic colors that are used in the Mario character. I like the red, white, and blue. It's easy to, follow in the gameplay. It stands out. Doing these great big floppy shoes at this guy. And, it's emulates that wacky world of, the Mario Brothers. We'll put some circles around his eyes. Make his eyes very glaring. I'm going to give him a pencil mustache that sticks way out from the sides of his face. And I've got a little goatee that I'm putting on him. Bushy eyebrows. Get some definition on his hands. Here's his note mallet that he's brandishing. Sleeves on his shirt. There's his cuffs. And a little bit of a pattern on his vest. His shoes. Now a little cast shadow underneath him. Let's apply some color. Get some skin tone in here. There we go. And then a tone on his hair. I'm going to go for kind of a gray tone. And the brows. We give some tone around his eyes. Just give a real insane appearance. And then I am going to go for red trousers. I'm going to give him a blue vest with a little white button. I'm going to give him little blue spats, little two-tone spats on his shoes. And then purple shoes. The color really pops. And then I'm going to give him a deep purple musical note that he uses as his hammer. And I'm going to give a little bit of tone, let's see, to the shirt, to his head, arm and hand, vest, cast shadow underneath. And there is my version of the 1990s Mario. But he's the mad opera singer singing away, brandishing his musical note. So let's hop over and take a look at what Mario actually looked like in the 90s. So we're getting a lot more fluidity in the animation. We're getting a lot more dynamic camera moves and just fleshing out, what Mario is all about. Fleshing out his personality. And personality is the magic word for animation. When you're selling a franchise, making him appealing and identifiable to the viewer. It's a blast! Wow, that brings back a lot of memories. It's like I can remember when that first came out, my partner's son was playing this, and it was just mind-boggling. It broke so much new ground at the time. So what I got right here is the pixel version of the original Mario from 1985. So what I want to do is my version of what Mario might have looked like. Different design. So let me get a blank space here. I'm going to start out with kind of just a basic square shape for the head. Little kidney bean body, little legs, kind of slightly pigeon-footed. This character wears a little diaper. Little arms, hands. He has like a little milk bottle that he carries around. And he's got kind of a sugar bowl-like haircut with a couple of cowlicks sticking out from the top. Bangs, eyes peering out from beneath the bangs. Little turned up nose, and a cute smile that travels almost the entire perimeter of the bottom of his face. Define these ears a little bit more, and he wears like a little striped t-shirt. There are little hands, there are a little baby bottle. It's about half full. And then his oversized diaper and his cute little legs. Get some definition on his feet. So this kid prances around on the game board, and whenever an opponent or something gets in his way, he bangs it with his little baby bottle. So there's my guy right there. Color it. Let's see. I would give him kind of a flesh tone, pinkish skin. There's his face. So I'm going to give him reddish hair. These colors, I'll keep them predominantly warm so you can really see him on the screen. And I want to give him like a little cast shadow from his hair. I'm going to give him a little bit of blue color on his shirt. Baby bottle, we'll go for kind of a red color. A little bit of tone here across his shirt. And a little bit of tone. Cast shadow. Standing on a ground plane. And there is my guy. There's my version for Mario. So let's go back and take a look and see what he actually looked like in the 80s.
Hurry, Mario! He's getting away!
So what I'm looking at right now, this is actually the first appearance, an animated appearance of Mario on a Saturday Supercade of 1983. Okay, so this is interesting. So we're getting away from the pixelated Mario into something that's more animated, something has, some, real contours and animated, an animated model of Mario.
Fire when ready.
So this is a anime version, I think dated around 1986, and you could see how the character is evolving. Interesting, Mario playing his own game. That's terrific. So he's getting more, more personality, more attitude, and it's like evolving even more as a real character.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game, we're not like the others.
So we're watching the Mario Brothers Super Show, combo live action elements that are involved in this, and then it's in the animation. Oh, nice. With each clip, we're seeing a evolution forward with the Mario character and all of the other supporting characters as well. Fun and wacky stuff. And that's part of the entertainment value of the Mario Brothers franchise. It's challenging, the gameplay elements involved, but, the slapstick, wacky, funny world that, is created in this franchise. Fantastic. Cool stuff. Interesting to see how this iconic character made its transition into what we know of him present day. All right, don't forget to subscribe and share this with a friend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.